Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the GKA Kite World Cup here in Dakhla. It is day 5, and we have on the water right now. It's going to start off with the heat in between Reese Meyer-Scott and Ayrton Cosolino. I'm Josie Ashley. It's a pleasure to be here, and hopefully we're going to see some more action out on the water. At the moment, we're going to have the fight for that second position very, very shortly. Then we will go to rejoin that final between Kirsty Jones and Carla Herrera. And if Carla can manage to beat Kirsty once, she's going to have to go through her 2 times to be able to crown herself queen here in the desert. And let's see who comes out on top of the king and claim themselves with that trophy of the GKA Kite World Cup in Dakhla. So let's go to the action. And as you can see there, Reese Meyer-Scott from Canada riding for Ocean Rodeo against Ayrton Cosolino from Cape Verde riding for Duotone. Format has changed a little bit here at the start of this day number 5. Unfortunately, the wind is not as strong as we've seen it throughout the last events, and we had to change it to 100% waves. There isn't enough for them to be doing strapless freestyle. There are some little rollers coming on the inside. It still is that shore breaky situation, and it looks like the guys have got off to a start, and Reese Meyer-Scott has had a very nice opener with a 6.86 there. Ayrton Cosolino so far with a 3.23. So the scoring is 100% waves. They have 15 wave total that they can use to be able to get those top 2 waves, those top 2 scores that will give them the win here and the opportunity to go up against Mitu Monteiro, who is waiting to pounce. He's there like a tiger, waiting to see who comes to dare to try and take his trophy. And it's going to be interesting by the end of the day who will be crowned champion here at the GKA Kite World Cup in Dakhla. Ayrton Cosolino making the most of a little inside roller there, getting a couple of turns, in between 3 to 4 turns for the guys here. So going to be interesting to see who utilizes it and manufactures gold out of these small waves down here at the beautiful location of West Point. Reese Meyer-Scott exchanging a first turn there, back to back, going down rail to rail. Big schmacker off the top, and he's going to skateboard it all along the sand. Another good wave for him there. Only 2 hits, but considering the conditions we do have out there, it is very difficult. Small waves, winds a little bit light, but 2 of the best riders out there on the water at the moment. And so far, we have Reese Meyer-Scott in the lead with a 6.86. Ayrton Cosolino there, duotone rider with the Red Bull wings underneath him. He had a hell of a flight yesterday, coming all the way through the double elimination, taking out the likes of Kiahi, taking out James Carew and also Pedro Matos to secure himself a 3rd position on the podium so far. But he's hungry, he's angry, he wants to meet his fellow countryman Mitu Monteiro in that final. And so far, he has his work cut out for him here, because Reese Meyer-Scott, during this event, the boy from Canada, Vancouver, very similar conditions to what we have here in Dakhla, and it is really suiting him. He has been on fire during this event, proving a point, getting really, really good waves, and, you know, making sure that he can secure himself, and he wants to stop this undisputed lead from Ayrton at the moment, and he wants to put an end to his double elimination role. Hopefully he'll be able to get past, and that's what he's going to want to do, to go up against Mitu Monteiro. But both of these guys, anything can happen. It is a 25-minute heat here for the final, as the waves were quite small. Reese Meyer-Scott here on the inside looks like he's eyeing up another section. And as we can see, Ayrton Cosolino has taken the lead there, 9.03. So exchanging blows, both of these guys, left, right, center. Anything can happen. And Reese has gone a little bit further up the point. He likes what he sees. Okay, turn. Big smacking cut back off the top. He's going to engage that rail one more time. Wah-bang! Huge whacker. Good inside roller here for Reese. Cut back. Can he get another one? And, oh, goes hard into the sand there. Talk about roll it all the way to the end. Okay, Ayrton again taking off on a little wave. Not quite as long as he probably wanted it to be. But, again, 25 minutes of this heat. Anything can happen here. So at the moment, 9.03 for Ayrton Cosolino, 7.1. You can see the boys going all the way out the back. They're actually starting a little further up the competition area than yesterday. There are a couple little inside waves coming through. Far and few between, but if you can choose the right ones and get the ones that actually do open, you'll be able to get a few turns. Ayrton Cosolino, you can see him there just punching it along. He seems there is a little ripple. Excuse of a ripple. Hopefully as the day goes on, the tide will come up a bit and the conditions will get better. But forecast does say that the wind is going to just drop. So just all of the sailors and the organization has decided to continue on with the contest. And at the moment there we can see Reese Myerscott, 10.53, regaining that lead. Looks like he has a second good backup wave, which is what has given him that advantage at the moment. Still early days in this heat, 25-minute heat. Anything can happen. Both of these guys have been ripping out there. Ayrton wants to get revenge over Reese because Reese did take him out in the single elimination. Reese is going to have to beat the current world champion and tour leader twice if he wants to continue and go further forward in this event. He's having to defend his second position here at the moment, and then he will go up against Mitu Monteiro. There can only be one, and who will it be here in this semi-final of the competition? Both of these boys are out on quite big kites. As we mentioned, wind is lighter than yesterday. That is why we have taken that element of strapless freestyle out, because they will not be able to perform the maneuvers to be able to give themselves some of those points. So we decided to go 100% waves, because the best situation out there are the little rollers that come through. Obviously, we would prefer 7 meter and wherever and perfect 6-foot barreling waves, but GKA Kite World Cup is all about looking for the most complete rider out there. You have to be able to do it on the hollows. You have to be able to do it on the mush. Windy, light, everything. The most complete rider and the man himself here engaging on that first turn. Little check turn at the top. This one does look like it's opening up nicely, rolling down the point. He's eyeing up the tiger. Going to go for another one. Turn number 2, letting the tail loose, getting a little bit of whitewash, checking that he's not too close to the beach, and riding it all the way up, running towards at the end of that section. Talk about maximizing and getting the most out of a mushy wave. Great riding there from the Cape Verdean, Ayrton Cosolino. Hopefully he'll be able to improve on that 9.03. Early days in the heat, both of these guys. Probably around 16 minutes, 17 minutes left in this heat. We've had a little bit of an internet issue here, so I don't have the timer with me. But stopwatch is running, and I'm reckoning there around the 16 to 17 minutes left. Action-packed semi-final here. Ayrton Cosolino, Reese Myerscott. Looked like a 3.5 for that last wave from Ayrton. He's going to want to see and score something a bit bigger there. That isn't as big as his backup wave. Patience is going to be the key here. Patience is definitely going to be the key. They need the bigger waves if they want to get those higher scores. They want to be doing more than 2 or 3 turns on very hard conditions out there. We can see Reese Myerscott pumping on this little ripple. Will he be able to produce something of it? It does look like you can see it rolls around the point a bit, but doesn't. Okay, he has decided to take on this one. So all the way from Canada, Reese Myerscott coming down a little ripple on the inside section. Turn number 1, shebang, right off the top. He's going to go for another turn. Bit of a high line so he can stick to try and get that second whack. But you can see as the backwash from that shore bag just does not let them to be able to perform. And at the moment, he is in the lead, but very early days, and it's quite hard out there. So let's see what happens. Both of these guys making the most of the conditions at hand. Ayrton Cosolino on the inside. This looks to be like a nicer wave, and Reese also the one behind him. So pound for pound boxing match here for both of these boys. Ayrton's going to loop that kite around, get some speed. He's going to engage on that first turn. Okay, here we see him driving through. Sweet spot of the wave, letting the tail loose. He's going to drive for the second time. Off the top, foam ball ride. Can he get another turn? He can. Onto the shore. Maximizing it there for Ayrton Cosolino. Reese Myascott as well. Big little hack off onto the foam ball. And another one. These boys are pretty much going up the shore break here just to be able to get that last turn. Let's see if it can improve on their scores from both of them. At the moment, we have Reese in the lead by 1.2 points there, so very close at the moment. Anything can happen here. Ayrton Cosolino, you know, current tour leader, world number 1, probably the most complete overall rider here. But this man himself, Reese Myascott, proven a point at this event. He has been absolutely destroying it out here in Dakhla. Great to see the Canadian Ocean Rodeo rider on the podium, and he was in his first final there against Mitu, coming out with a second position, and he's out there against Ayrton Cosolino, trying to defend that second so he can go on and meet Mitu for one more time. Still, those scores sticking as they weren't quite getting the numbers that they wanted to from those last two waves. Again, patience is going to be key. They really have to be able to read the ocean. They're going to be talking, praying, dancing, singing to the beautiful waves to see if the waves and the wind will appear a little bit more here in Dakhla. It is quite light out there. That is why we've gone to this 100% freestyle, 100% wave format, so no freestyle at the moment. Meaning that they have 15 waves that they can take off on, and only the top 2 waves will count. All of them going back and forward, trying to just see if a little energy will come their way. Really hard out there at the moment. You can see there is not much of the way of swell. At the moment, we have Reese leading that last wave of a 4.13 for him. And a 4.2 for Ayrton, improving on that backup score. So now it is very, very close. 0.53 of a point in between the both of them. Reese Myascott having the upper hand at the moment, but still quite a lot of time to go on. We can see Ayrton Cosolino. He looks like he's coming towards us. I think he's seen something out there. One of the most creative and impressive watermen. You get this guy with anything with a board underneath his feet, and he absolutely rips. But at the moment, he has the Canadian there, giving him a run for his money here in this semi-final. Who will prevail? We will see in the next minutes here at the GKA Kite World Cup in Dakhla. Both of these boys making gold out of pretty much anything there. Talk about drawing blood from a stone. We've gone to 100% waves due to this. And hopefully we'll be able to get a couple ripples so these boys can do some turns. But it is very marginal conditions out there. I can see the whole team making sure that there's at least some sort of a little manufacturing of waves. So here we have Reese. He looks like he's going to decide to take off on this ankle to toe high wave. It is going to reform on the bottom here. Okay, so he's going to engage. He's breaking up, stalling it out. He's going to drive through. Okay, turn number 1. Little whacker off the top. He's going to come down the line, probably try and hit one more turn. And if he can keep the speed, he'll get this inside. Okay, pretty much onto the sand. Ayrton Cosolino, great wave. Nice first turn, a little bit further away. Turn number 2, solid 2 hacks. Turn number 3, and unfortunately it doesn't reform him, but that looked like a better wave. We missed the first part of that. It's going to be interesting to see the scores come up and see if that would give him the lead. He is only 0.53 behind from Reese Myascott, so might be a change in the tables here. We will see. Scores are about to be dropped, and it could be an interesting moment in a heat. Okay, so just under 7 minutes left of this heat, and it doesn't seem like those scores were bigger. So it seems like still, at the moment, Reese Myascott has the lead by the skin of his teeth. This kid's been riding so well throughout this contest. He really has a board that is pretty much as light as a piece of paper. It seems to be working really well for him. He was telling us a little bit about it yesterday. You know, nice round tail, really, it's quite wide, but it does have a very sharp back edge, so it's allowing him to turn it on these smaller conditions, these flatter conditions. So yeah, it definitely works for him. You know, Reese Myers got very involved in the R&D of the Ocean Rodeo brand. You can be seen him with the likes of also Juan Rodriguez on the freestyle side, doing very well, very impressive rider. Reese, just a great guy on and off the water and proving himself here in Dakhla, getting into that first final of his career. So great to see him, and at the moment in the lead of this heat. So this actually looks like it's going to be a nice wave. I'm getting excited on ankle-high waves here, so... Okay, no, he's decided to kick out of that one. Okay, a 4.47 for that last wave from Reese. So a good score there for him, but I don't think it's not improving his score. Ayrton Cosolino, 5.23. So now Ayrton has taken the lead by 0.5 of a point. So Ayrton has gone into the lead, meaning at the moment probably about 6 minutes left. Reese is going to have to go out to the back, talk to the energy of the ocean, and try and get a bigger score there. He needs to improve on either of his waves by a 0.5. So he needs to get a 0.51 to take the lead over Ayrton Moore on either of his scores. Still probably enough time for 1 or 2 sets to come through. I really do hope. It's great seeing these boys absolutely destroy these little shore break bangers here. Hack to hack, turn to turn. To be able to get 3 or 4 turns on these little rollers, it is so technical. You know, you can really see them driving through, keeping that high line so they can keep the speed coming down, engaging rail to rail. Really, they have a lot of footwork here because as it is so flat, you have to get that back foot forward to get the speed and then whack it out to the tail to be able to let it loose. And these guys just make it look easy. So technical when the conditions are like this. But this is why they are fighting for the second position of this World Championship. So, you know, if you're going to pull out the weapons of the arsenal here, this is the time to do it. And at the moment, each of these boys trading shots and trading blows here, left, right, and center of the semi-final of the GKA Kite World Cup in Dakhla. Ayrton Cosolino here. Coming on all the way to the inside, it looks like he's seen something. No, he's turned around. He's going to go back out. And Reese Myerscott also following some sort of a little swell. It is so small out there, it's hard to tell if it's a chop or if it's a wave. So both of these boys making the most of the conditions. Very, very hard for them. Very, very close, only 0.5 in between the both of them. And Reese Myerscott would need to improve on one of his scores by 0.51 if he would want to take the lead. Looks like he's turning around on a wave here. Both of the boys coming towards the shore. Ayrton Cosolino in the front, duotone Red Bull rider. Reese Myerscott in the back with the Ocean Rodeo Kite. Speeding like bats out of hell towards the shore. Maybe trying to create some waves with their own boards. Very marginal conditions out there. Very hard for both of these riders, but making the most. And in the end, it is about the most complete rider. You have to be able to pull out the goods in everything from, you know, double overhead, hollow peeling waves to the cross offshore mush that we are having today here. That's what makes world champions. That's what makes the complete riders. And here we have Ayrton Cosolino. Bit of a smack on the inside section of that wave. He's going to kick out of that one. It did seem like Reese Myerscott at the back also had another possibility. Okay, turn number 1 engaging. Little check turn, nothing too big there. He's going to go for turn number 2. Big hit off the top. That was a beauty. How he kept that together. You could really see how the fins just completely let loose and he was able to land on top of that board. Let's see if he improves over his backup score. He would only need to improve it by 0.51. Only 2 hits, so that's going to be a hard one. Let's see where the scores come in. Just waiting for those results to be landed here on the screen. You can hear the boys on the beach shouting up and down. It is some interesting stuff out there. Very close there for Reese. Still waiting for those scores to be validated. Oh, Ayrton here, he's taking off on probably one of the bigger waves of the day. He needs to perform on this one. Every opportunity has to be taken. This is I can see out the front of my booth, and I can see on the stream here, this is a nice little roller, and it looks like Reese is going to take the one behind him. Here we have Ayrton Cosolino. He's going to, yeah, he is going to take off on this one, so engage in that rail. Engaging that rail with just over a minute left. Turn number one, a huge drop right onto the sandbed, and Reese also looks like he's going to try and get a couple of turns on this little inside. I mean, this is about as close to the shore as you can get. And jumping off. So we're just coming up on the 1 minute left for the end of this heat. Ayrton Cosolino. On the way out, we can see Ayrton Cosolino. It looks like he has the lead at the moment, but I'm still waiting for some results from those last waves from Reese to be validated. Very, very closing moments of the heat. It's coming into the last 30 seconds. Both of these guys seem to be looking for something. They're going to want to try and get on a swell. So then as they get on the swell, even if it's after the buzzer, as long as they're on that bump before, it means they will be able to perform. So here we have Reese. First, yeah, he's turning on that bump, so even if the buzzer goes off, very close moments of the heat, this one will count, and it does look like it's forming to be a nice wave. As the score sounds, it looks like he needs something over 5.3 to be able to get the score here. So I can hear the buzzer going off. This wave for Reese Myerscough is going to count. Is he going to make anything of it? He needs to get a big score if he wants to get past Ayrton Cosolino. Okay, turn number one, unfortunately, no, that wave didn't produce to be anything there. So we're going to wait for some scores to come in. So we'll be right back. We're going to take a short commercial break, and we will see who will be going through to the first final of the GKA Kite World Cup here in Dakhla.
MDJS, faire gagner le sport.
Yeah man, I'm a natural. Okay, ain't so bad. Original. Tabi, beef.
Ein Sultan, Génération Nature.
Okay, that was another crazy start to the day. Ayrton, you made your way all the way up. You threw into the finals. That was crazy. How are you feeling?
It's crazy because, I mean, the condition is pretty hard. The waves didn't kick in because the tide is high, but the match with Dries was amazing. I mean, he put me on pressure, so I was to find all the section I could, you know. If you see on the screen in the beach break, I was trying to like break my board because it was the only section I can use to put some scores in the pocket. But yeah, it was pretty tough hit. Super stoked to make it, and yeah, I'm in the final with the legend Me Too. That was my main goal, to reach the finals. I did, and super stoked, and thanks to everyone for supporting. And yeah, let's do this. Let's go.
Let's do it. We look forward to seeing you in the final with Me Too coming up. Thank you.
It'll be fun. You.
Thank you. Good luck, Ayrton.
Yeah, great words there from Mr. Cosolino himself. A big shout out and congratulations to him. Very, very close in between these two beasts. And Reese, very proud of you, mate. You have been riding like a machine. Well-deserved third position in this event. And I know it is not going to be the last time we see you here on a podium at the GKA Kite World Tour. So, yeah, big congratulations to you. You have got to be proud. So, in the water now, we have the super final between Kirsty Jones and Carla Herrera. So, Kirsty won the single elimination. So, what Carla will have to do, if she wants to win this heat, she will have to beat Kirsty twice. She has definitely got her work cut out for her. Kirsty, very solid wave rider, and it is 100% waves right now. Still in the lead at the moment, Carla Herrera with 1.77. Anything can happen, and oh, taking a fall there on that shore break. On your screen right now, we can see there we have Carla Herrera. She is riding backside here at this little onside shore break on the bottom half of the West Point here in the beautiful location of Dakhla. Kirsty's going front foot forward. Just waiting for a score to drop for that last wave. So far, we have Carla in the lead with a 1.77, but anything can happen. Still about 22 minutes left of this heat. Super final here at the GKA Kite World Cup Ladies Division. Carla Herrera here on the screen. Looks like she's going to take off on a little ripple. It is very small out there. The girls are having to maximize pretty much every single bit of chop to be able to try and get some wave riding in. Very hard conditions, very tough conditions for both of these ladies, for all of the riders out there. We just saw Ayrton Cosolino get by Reese Myerscott by 0.5 of a point. Very, very close heat in between those boys. Very good riding from both of them. And now Ayrton will have to battle it out against Mr. Mitu Monteiro himself to see if he can get that revenge when he lost the when Ayrton lost the final in Cape Verde. These two are going to give on a huge show here in Dakhla every time they get together on the water. The energy starts to pump, and you can really see the fight out there. This is what we want to have at a final of a World Championship. Anything can happen. Ayrton will have a very difficult time because he's going to have to beat Mitu twice. but he's had one hell of a run here in this double elimination, and he's on a mission to get this crown here at the GKA Kite World Cup in Dakhla. We will see. So we have just about 20 minutes left of this super final between the ladies. If Kirsty Jones wins, means she would be crowned queen here in Dakhla, and if she loses, she will still have another chance to defend that first position against Carla Herrera. Carla Herrera, the world's #1 at the moment, leading the ranking. Looks like she's got a little bit of an inside roller here. Can she make anything of it? She's going to go backside. Okay, she's going to power her kite. She wants to get a couple of turns on this before it does end up on the sand. Turn #1. Little tail whip there. She's going to get down with some speed. You want to get that middle line. Okay, turn #2. Good turn off the top. And can she make it a free turner? Yes, she can. Times it well. Mid-face turn there. Didn't go quite as radical as she probably wanted to. Kirsty Jones also going down a turn. She looks like she's going to look for something on that inside section. Pumping the wave as much as possible. Nice little hack there. Oh, she does like to completely throw herself off of that board on the shore break. Got to be careful with those landings. So both of those girls having a wave there. So scores are going to be changing. Scores are going to be mixing up. It is 100% waves today. Everybody has 15 wave attempts to get those 2 top scores. That will take them through to the future rounds. Super finals of the ladies here, front and center on the screen. And then we will have the first super final of the men. Ayrton Cosolina will have to beat Mitu Monteiro twice if he wants to take the crown. And I know Mitu is there to defend that first position. He's won here in Dakhla. He's beat Ayrton in Cape Verde. And he wants to do the same here to take yet another win of this season. Both riders going all the way out to keep up wind. It is a bit light out there. That is why we've taken that freestyle element out of the equation, and now 100% waves. Oh, I can see a little bit of a ripple there in front of Carla. It looks like she's going to try and speed up to see if she can get in front of that one. There is a bit of an inside slab here at the bottom half of the West Point. You really can get a couple of turns on this, and this is a very nice one for Carla. So at the moment, 1.77, 0.67. Carla in the lead, and she's going to turn on and see if she can get another wave right here. Coming down. Engaging on that first bottom turn. She's waiting for the wave to jack up. Here we can see drawing a line. Nice arc on the bottom turn. Didn't quite get the top turn that she wanted. Cameraman agrees. And turn #2. Very, very, very hard conditions out there for both of these ladies. Kirsty Jones also on the inside. Does look like there's going to be a little bit of a wave behind her. Will she turn on it? Got to make the most of every little ripple out there today. And no, it didn't seem like it formed up. So she's going to go back out and try and look for that perfect wave to be able to give her the win and secure this first position here at the GKA Kite World Cup in Dakhla. And scores updated, a 6.37 for Kirsty Jones and a 5.4 there for Carla Herrera. So Kirsty Jones has taken the lead on this final. As we mentioned before, Carla will have to beat her twice to be able to get the lead and take the crown jewels home to the beautiful location of Tarifa. Kirsty Jones will not make that happen, will not make that easy. That's her mindset, but the young Spaniard, current world number 1, is going to do everything to be able to get that prize. And we will see here, because if Carla wins this first final, we will be going into the super duper duper final, with both of them will be fighting out for the first position of the ladies kite surfing event here at the GKA Kite World Cup in Dakhla. Kirsty Jones coming on the inside. No, she's fought against that. There is a bit of a ripple there. I mean, it is ankle to toenail height waves. Very, very tough conditions here for both of these ladies. They really put it on a show. At the moment, we have Kirsty with a 6.37 and a 5.4 for Carla Herrera. And Kirsty looks like she's got something to be able to have a little play with there. Will she be able to manufacture a couple of turns on this one? It is coming very close to the shore. She is stalling, trying to wait for the wave to pick up, but it is going to be pretty much right on that sandbank. She just needs to get maybe 1 or 2 turns in. Okay, here we can see her pressing the old James Bond button to activate those wheels. If she wants to get a turn on that one, that was right on the sand. She's going to go back out and see if maybe there will be a couple of waves that do break a little bit further back. But as the tide picks up, it does get closer and closer to that shore break. 11 minutes left on this heat, as I can hear Tom Hartman just giving us a bit of info there. So 11 minutes left of this first super final here at the GKA Kite World Cup. Conditions very marginal. Let's see if we continue there. And I can see a set coming in the back. There you go. Something, a little bit of energy. I can see Carla Herrera seems to be on the second one, and Kirsty Jones on the first. Good waves for both of these ladies here. Looks like the second one, to be honest, from Carla has a bit more size to it. Crucial point here of the super final. This could be a defining moment for both of these girls. Kirsty Jones powering up. She's going down. It does look like it's going to break very close to the shore. The wave at the back for Carla does look like it's forming a little nicer. Okay, both of these girls going for that first bottom turn. Kirsty powering down the line. Turn number 1, good. Unfortunately not making the hack there. And Carla Herrera, turn number 1. Is she going to get turn number 2 on it? She's going to get a little foam ride there. Okay, a 2-turner there for Carla. Maybe that will increase her overall score. She has to beat a 6.37. I can see a few of the guys and the girls giving her some high fives, some kudos. Just getting caught up on that inside shore break there. Will that improve her score? We will soon find out. That was one of the bigger waves of the heat. It's probably one of the only pure sets we've seen come through. And has the Spaniard done enough to be able to go in front of Kirsty Jones here and force yet another final? So Carla did improve her wave a little bit, but not enough to get past Kirsty Jones at the moment. Only got one kind of a one-hit wonder on that one. It was a little bit of a check turn. She's going to want to get something bigger if she wants to get past this young lady here, front and center. It does look like she's going to get a little ripple on the inside as the tide is pushing up. The waves do get closer and closer to that shore break. Trying to decide if she is going to go on this one. Does look like she has intent. Does look like she is going. Yep, there you go. Okay, so engaging on that bottom turn. First turn off the top. A little bit of a mid-wave check. And again, nope. Kicking out of that one. Didn't like what she saw. She's going to go back out, regroup, and hopefully come on for yet another wave. Just about 4.5 minutes left of this super final so far. We have Kirsty Jones in the lead with a 6.37 total, and Carla Herrera with that 5.86. Anything can happen. Closing moments of this super final. Will Carla be able to force that super duper final? If she can beat Kirsty once, she'll have to go out against her again to dethrone her and take the crown jewels back home. Kirsty Jones increasing her lead even more with that 2.08. So a 7.78 total for Kirsty. Carla's really going to have to step up her game now if she wants to get past this lady. She won the single elimination and she is definitely here to defend it and to take the title home. Closing moments of the heat, I reckon we're going to have enough time for one more set. Going to be interesting to see. Very, very close scores. So, you know, Carla can get a decent wave and then go past Kirsty with just that one ride. So it is going to go on until the buzzer. And this is the kind of action we want to see. And this is the kind of situation we want to have when it comes to a final of the GKA Kite World Tour. Okay, Carla on a little inside. She's decided against that one. She's going to go back out. Didn't like what she saw, and good riding there for her because it did seem to be smaller. It looks like she's gone for the one at the back. Does look like it's starting to form up nicely, but it is that inside section is where it kind of makes the difference in between a one-hit wonder to a, you know, a 2 or 3 turn wave. So Carla, she's going to go switch up her stance, go backside. Come on, you want to be going already getting that first turn. Okay, there you go, engaging for that first turn. So she's going to engage that rail. Nice arc through the top, a little bit of a check turn. Get a couple of turns in there. If you want to get past Kirsty, go further down. Okay, turn number 2, whacking off the top. And can she get a closer? She can get a closer. Is she going to get a 4th one? No, she's going to come right to the beach, jumping off of the board. Going to be interesting to see if that will increase on her backup score. Not going to be good as her first, I reckon. Kirsty Jones also getting a 1 hit on that little ripple. Super hard conditions out there for the girls. You can really see how, as the tide is picking up, the waves just get closer and closer to the sand. I can reckon they're going to do the old James Bond button and start releasing the wheels to be able to get that last turn to get the scores. This looks like a nice one here for Kirsty. What can she make of it? Coming down the line, engaging for that first bottom turn. Mid-face turn, not really getting much of anything there. Can she get a second one? Nope, not getting anything on that second one either. Unfortunately, that wave was closing out and she couldn't get the goods, but she is in the lead so far with that 7.78. Okay, so 4 minutes left of this final. Both of these girls producing the goods. But at the moment, Kirsty Jones definitely has the upper hand. 8.97 total versus an 5.86 from Carla. Carla's going to have to up a gear, put the pedal to the metal, as we've been saying throughout the stream, and hopefully come out with a win to be able to force yet another final. But she has her work cut out for her. Wave selection, body position, carving, drive, consistency, moving from one section to the other is what the judges are looking for. To be able to produce these kind of goods on these inside shore breaks is very hard. And coming down to the sand there, milking it until the very end. So an 8.97 for Kirsty Jones and a 5.86 for Carla Herrera. This is the final of the GK Kite World Cup in Dakhla. Both ladies on the water, and then there were two, but there can only be one. And who will be that one person, that champion, the queen of the desert, who will take the crown jewels home and claim themselves number one of the GK Kite World Cup in Dakhla? Just coming up on that 3-minute mark, and we will know who that will be, because if Kirsty does not have to go back out on the water, will mean she has achieved that goal and is going to be happy to take home the win. Okay, turn number one, turn number two, good hack. Oh! Making it all the way to the inside. Good riding there from the lady from Wales, living out here in Morocco, used to these kind of conditions, and really does show here. Carla with a couple of nice turns, and can she get a third? Unfortunately getting engulfed there by that white water. Couldn't get that third turn out there, which she really does need if she wants to get those higher scores. Okay, 8.97, 5.86. Very, very good riding here from Kirsty. She's given herself about a 3-point lead, which in these kind of conditions is a solid lead due to the fact that it's quite small. And to be able to go anything higher than those scores, you need to be getting a set wave. So great riding from there. And she's improving it even more, 10.33. Against a 6.06. Both of these girls getting a little bit higher on the scorecards, but still Kirsty has the lead here. And just under 1.5 minutes left of this heat. Closing moments here in Dakhla. Kirsty Jones at the moment with the lead with that 10.33. Still awaiting. Let's not forget they can still grab a wave. The final closing moments of the heat, and even if the buzzer goes off, that wave will count. Okay, so here we can see Kirsty coming in. It looks like she's going to try and decide to take off on this little inside shore break. I mean, when I say inside, it's about as close to the sand as it can be. Coming up on that 30 seconds to the end of this heat. If Kirsty does get the win here, it will claim herself, making her the champion here in Dakhla. But this lady, Carla Herrera, looks like she's on a swell, and she's going to have one last chance to produce the goods to be able to take out the lady from Wales. But I think, yeah, I can hear the buzzer. So we're going to wait for a couple of validations on a couple of those waves. It does seem like Carla had one more wave. So let's see if there will be that super duper final. So we're going to run to a couple of commercial breaks and be right back here with the first final of the men, Ayrton Cosolino, Mitu Monteiro.
I'm a natural. Okay, ain't so bad. Original. Tapi, beef.
Ain Sultan, Génération Nature.
In the win here in Dakhla, you must be so happy right now. It wasn't easy out there, but how do you feel?
I'm really, I'm really pleased. It was really difficult because there wasn't many waves at all, so I was stressed because I didn't know what to do. Yeah, but it was. I'm obviously very, very happy to win.
How does it feel to just return to competing and just win the event like that?
It's a really, really good feeling, and yeah, quite emotional.
Will we see you back at a few more events maybe throughout the year?
Now I'm very motivated, and the girls have motivated me to learn some freestyle, strapless freestyle too. So yeah, competition and the GKA is really inspiring and motivating for everyone. So thanks.
Congratulations, and we'll see you at the podium.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
So great to see Kirsty Jones there taking the win and taking it back home. And now on the water we will have the first final in between these two men, Mitu Monteiro and Ayrton Cosolino. Both of the boys are from Cape Verde. Mitu Monteiro F1, Ayrton Cosolino duotone and Red Bull rider. Both of these guys have been back-to-back. They had a final in Cape Verde. Mitu took the win there. I know Ayrton wants to have his revenge, but he's going to have his work cut out for him here. Mitu Monteiro has been on fire throughout the whole event. And yeah, can't wait to see the action on the water. We're going to be going into sequence very, very shortly. There is, I mean, the Cape Verdeans, they have such a talent when it comes to the strapless side. You know, they do have some of the best conditions out there. They have the famous right-hander, that Punta Preta, where we saw that first event when we had those insane conditions to be able to push through and be able to have those kind of waves there. So it was so nice to be at that location for the first event, and these two beasts were firing, but Mitu coming out on top. And now we're going to have the opportunity one more time to see both of them out on the water. Conditions quite marginal out there. The waves are very small, but anything can happen here. So now we were going to start with the final of the GKA Kite World Cup with Mitu Monteiro and Ayrton Cosolino. We're going to be here for every single second, every single minute of that heat, and it's going to happen very shortly. We're just on standby to see that the conditions are getting better, so stay tuned because the final is about to begin. Okay, everybody, just a little bit of info in. We're going to be going to the women's podium here at the beautiful location of the GK Kite World Cup in Dakhla. There we have Kirsty Jones taking the crown jewels, the queen of the desert here for this event. A big congratulations and shout out to her. So stand by as we're going to be going through to that ceremony. And then hopefully after the podium, we're going to be starting with the final of the men with Mitu Monteiro and Ayrton Cosolino battling it out to see who will take the crown here in Dakhla. Okay, welcome back, everybody. That was the final of the ladies where we saw Kirsty Jones, a big congratulations to her, taking the win here, crowning herself Queen of the Desert. She is the women's kite surfing champion at the GKA Kite World Cup in Dakhla. So we are now going to go on to standby, as the tide is too high, which means the conditions are not out there. So it looks like we're going to be coming back online around 3 o'clock, where we will see that final between Ayrton Cozzolino and Mitu Monteiro, and we will see if Ayrton can force the super duper final and just have more action down here at Dakhla. So make sure you tune back into the live stream. I'm Josie Ashler, and I'll see you very soon.